Hi everyone, welcome back to another TS Talks podcast. Today's one I'm talking about the American artist Young Thug. He recently did an interview podcast thing. Not really too sure what it was, but on there he was talking about an artist from America and talking about his struggle. And then he went on to make a comment, basically saying that no one from Paris or London could talk about struggle because they've been living around penthouses and this sort of stuff. Following that, obviously, he got a lot of backlash for his comments, rightfully so. Especially this is an artist that, he's made songs with the likes of Gigs, who obviously is a well-known, UK rapper, and most people, know the background of this guy growing up, coming from his area of Peckham in South London, and he's made songs with Skepta as well. But obviously, he heard of all the backlash that he was getting off of this, and he basically backtracked on his comment. Tried to say that he was talking about middle class white guys that rap and that he knows the real G's, talking about the likes of Gigs and Skepta. Now, for me, this is my man's clearly just backtracking because he made a comment, he was talking crap, people have called him out on it, and now he's trying to save face. First things first, like, what middle class white guy rapper in the UK is there? It's the exact thing he said. It was middle class. There's only a few white rappers at a certain level in the UK. Me naming them, you've got K Coke, Morrison, Benny Banks. He just recently made a comeback. H, who's really popping at the moment, and obviously Don Strapser, who nowadays is more known for what he's doing with his football team and everything, which is is really good. Shout out to him and the SC Dons. So for Young Thug, it's like, what's your comment on? Because first things first, all the guys I mentioned, none of them's middle class. Most of them all grew up in the hood and in various areas around London, the UK. Obviously, I say the UK because H is from Manchester, so clearly you're just talking for the sake of talking and you don't know what you're talking about. And this is the other thing people have got to learn to do, is not trying to judge people's struggles. Because obviously for years people think that, the UK and London specifically is, all tea and scones and crumpets and everything there. And it's not. And, I'm not on here to say that, oh yeah, London's gritty and, it's real poverty. There is levels of poverty that happen in London, and there's levels of poverty that happen within various parts of the UK. There's poverty that happens in places like Brazil. There's poverty that happens in places like India, Pakistan. There's poverty everywhere. There's people that are struggling everywhere. Like, you can't come and make a comment, which you blatantly made a comment. There's no two ways around it. You've been caught out on your comment and you're backtracking, and what you're backtracking saying makes no sense. That's the reality of it. You said middle class white guys that rap with green eyes. None of the guys I mentioned are middle class. So, I don't know, man. I'm not really too fond of a man that, has all this talk, but, he's known for wearing skirts and all. That's a bit odd anyways. But, me giving my thoughts on it is evident. He's backtracking on his comment. There's nothing else that he can say to, save face. And yeah, who knows? He probably received a message from a man like Giggs. Like, whoa, who are you talking about? Like, because everyone knows Giggs is serious, So I don't know. For me, people need to think on what they're talking about before they make certain comments. And at the same time, if you're gonna try to backtrack to save face, you need to make a comment that can actually be justifiable. Saying you're talking about middle class white guys, no one ain't buying that, because the artists I mentioned, they ain't middle class. And the other thing is that everybody's got their own level of struggle. You, as someone that's making money from your music, good luck to you, credit to you. You're not in a position to talk about people from here, people from there, because at the end of the day, things can happen to people anywhere. People are struggling everywhere. That's the reality of it. I know a lot of people think, like I said, that in London and that's this, tea and scones thing, but there's a lot of places in London and in the UK that, people are struggling, and people do what they can to get by, whether that's, getting involved in certain, activities, which obviously they ain't meant to do. Obviously, the government and the law frown upon it, and you could end up in a police station or in jail for it. These sort of things happen. So my thing is, when you don't know nothing about a situation or a place, don't talk of it. So yeah, man, that's my thoughts on it all. Obviously, I'd be grateful to hear your thoughts on it. Obviously, if you listen on YouTube, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Obviously, if you listen on Spotify or Google, because we're on there now, you can let me know via my posts on the Instagram and Twitter and that. So yeah, man, that's it from me. Hope you all enjoyed listening to this TS Talks podcast. And what I do on here, I want to share my thoughts with people. I share my thoughts and an opinion. You let me know your thoughts on that particular opinion. And in due time, we're going to try and get, people on. I'm working on that, how I'm going to, whether it's a Zoom call thing, a Skype call thing. I'm working on how we're going to, up the levels on this year, man. I'm really going for it. So yeah, man, that's it from me on this particular subject. Like I said, if you're listening on YouTube, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button. And, hope all of you take care. Peace. And I'll catch you in the next one.